Well, as I talked in my video yesterday, I mentioned that there are two types of lazy, so I figure why not make a little video talking about the two types of lazy. Now, as you can see, I made a little graph for you. Isn't it special? It took me so many hours to make. Just look at that high quality. Anyways, imagine that these are timelines. Let's say your life. Well, as you can see, you're going to have to do work at some point in your life. You can't get out of it, although many of us would like to believe that we can. But then we just go find work in some other form. Curious creatures, aren't we? But, going on, you also get to experience some leisure in your life, some fun time, some downtime. Some people like to experience a lot of fun time. Sometimes people find work as fun time. But all that aside, we're looking at life in a general aspect. As I said, work is going to come around and get you at some point. And I don't know about you, but I am a rather lazy person. And if I can do a little amount of work as opposed to a lot of work, I would much prefer to do the little amount of work. You know that old saying, do it right the first time. Sure, maybe it takes a little longer now, but the rewards later. The reason why I show you this is because this pertains to many things, like, say, education, learning. Well, for some people in some subjects, maybe it'll take a little longer to learn something than the rest of the crowd. But does that mean you should stop? Does that mean you should just forget about it and focus on your strengths? Life is very interesting, and many things in the universe intertwine and interconnect, which is why I always advise people to learn about a great many different topics. And I don't just mean all the bullshit on the top. I mean really learn about things. Because then you have situations like we're in now, where life is harder for a lot of people. And a lot of people are having to learn things that they probably didn't want to have to learn before, or felt they didn't need to have to learn before. For me, I've spent most of my life trying to learn. I find it fun. And sure, it's work, but the fact that I've done so much in my early life, working to learn and be able to do things, I get to enjoy a lot more leisure time now. Although there's a decent part of my leisure time that is for other reasons, but that's for a different video. Now, I'm sure you're saying, oh, Vienticus, this is just platitudes. This doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't apply to everybody. Well, let me explain something to you. You see, you have to learn to do things eventually, like drive, walk, speak a language. Are you really good at any of these things right away? I wasn't. If you want to lie to yourself and say that you were, sure, go right ahead. Be my guest. I don't care. But which would you rather have? Which situation would you rather be in? Would you rather be in the situation where you've done all the learning and now the adaptation that you need to do is minimal? Or would you rather be in a situation where you're pressed back against the wall and you have to learn quickly or be snuffed out and be really screwed? I like to be prepared. So, you spend your early life learning, preparing, because one day life throws a little curveball at you, and if you're not familiar with the sounds, you won't know to duck. Now, you may be an older person, as I am, and you're probably thinking to yourself, well, should I even start now? The answer is yes. It is never too late. And once again, I'll refer to my previous video on key concepts for learning, so that maybe you can spend that little extra time now to prepare for an easier future. So until next time, dear frenemy, happy working.